So this is posted this morning by Corey Dillion. He says, just leaving LAX, apparently the Bengals made reservations for Ring of Honor, but didn't pay for the reservations. Totally disgusted and disappointed with this bull fluff the Bengals. Now, the Bengals official response to this, we did pay. We did pay for your reservations. We did pay for your flight. We paid for this stuff. So according to Bengals response, they did pay. Corey Dillion does not agree. Anyway, he also said, take my mofo, which is mother fluffer, name off that building ASAP. So he doesn't want his name in the Ring of Honor on the building because he says they did not pay for his reservation and his flight. Which, again, little side note here, the Bengals response is right here. Let me go up on this thing. The Bengals made a comment to the Bengals relayed comment to the Cincinnati Bengals on Sports Illustrated, stating they did pay for Dillion's travel out of Cincinnati. That's their official comment. So, let me give you the backstory, okay? Before we get into Corey Dillion telling us to go F ourselves, okay? This all started back in August. Boomer Esiason was not happy because the Bengals first made him pay, and all the Ring of Honor guys, pay for their hotel room, their flights to Cincinnati for the Ring of Honor game tomorrow. And finally, they had to RSVP right away. Right? They had to RSVP right away, and people got mad. You're a multi-billion-dollar company, and you're telling me you can't pay for flights? You can't pay for hotel rooms? You can't do all this? The only thing I thought that was somewhat reasonable and logical was the whole hotel thing. And the reason why I say not with the hotel of them having to pay for the hotels, but the reservation right away. Hotels get booked up, and they get really booked up, especially when it's like a Ring of Honor game. So I wasn't really surprised that they wanted the RSVP right away, because you want to get that to the hotel as quick as possible so that they can reserve those rooms, right? So that I understand. Obviously, the flights not being paid for, hotel not being paid for, that it is what it is, right? According to this, it says if you're traveling in for the weekend from out of town, we have secured a block of rooms at the Renaissance Hotel at a preferred discount rate. So they did give the Ring of Honor guys a discount for flying in and actually staying there. So they did get it cheaper. Obviously, the Bengals did not pay for it, though. Rooms are limited, so please book directly for the early and best rates. We look forward to hosting you in the jungle for an unforgettable weekend. Don't hesitate to reach out to me or another guy in the staff with any questions. Thank you, Houday. Now, also another side note they don't mention here, but it's a very important detail as well. Another thing that really ticked off Boomer Esiason and a lot of other Ring of Honor guys, you only get 2 tickets. You get a ticket for yourself and one more person. And that really ticked off some of the players. Because they're like, wait, hold up. Like, imagine you have a whole family, right? You want to bring your family to this Ring of Honor game. Well, you'd have to buy separate tickets yourself. The Bengals are only giving you 2 tickets. So that also ticked off some Bengals. Like, you guys should be giving us as many tickets as we want because we're bringing our family. Like, you know, that's just kind of how it is. Especially those who are being honored, like Dave and Parish. So, continuing down the story, this is obviously just a strew of problems with the Ring of Honor and Corey Dillion. Obviously, we've talked about it many times on the channel. I don't know where this is going to lead to. Again, the Bengals apparently did pay for his hotel. Oh, I'm sorry, they did pay for his travels. They paid for his reservations. I'm not sure if this, again, because we're not getting like the inside scoop here, the little detail, the little cracks and details. I'm not sure if this was a miscommunication. I doubt it, but I'm going to put it out there. Or if this was truly, the Bengals just didn't pay, And then once Corey Dillon said what he said, they said, okay, fine, we'll pay. So that's also another factor. Maybe this is more of a, hey, Corey Dillon said what he said, and then the Bengals just gave in. Or maybe the Bengals did pay, and it just wasn't related or put in the right area, so there wasn't the information being put there. But according to Boomer Esiason, they don't pay. They do not pay for that. They give you a hotel discount. They don't pay for your travel. They don't pay for your food. They don't pay for, they give you 2 tickets, and that's it. Everything else is out of your pocket. So, yeah. Interesting. Obviously, at the end of the day, Corey Dillon very ticked off. Boomer Esiason, even when he made his comments, he didn't say F the Bengals or all this other crap or say, hey, you better remove my name from the mother fluffing building. So, yeah. It is what it is, you know. It's a situation where I feel like this could have been way betterly handled at the end of the day. You could have just had simply just pay for the hotel, pay for their, you know, flights, pay for their stuff, and that's it. At the end of the day, everything the Bengals pay for when it comes to their players flying in and stuff like this, it's all a business expense. You're literally going to be able to write it off on your taxes at the end of the year as a corporation. So, for those who's going to say, well, you know, hey, at the end of the day, these guys should be paying for this stuff. The Bengals get to pay for it, and then they get to write it off. So they, in theory, get some of that money back. So, it kind of makes it a hard thing to kind of take up for the Bengals here when it's like, you guys could literally pay for it and just write it off. Why not just pay for it? What's the point of having this whole entire, problems and issues when this could just all be taken care of and not have an issue? Like, they're creating issues that don't need to be issues. That's how I look at it. They're creating problems that don't need to be problems. But, welcome to Cincy. This is kind of what the front office does. But, again, I don't like what Corey Dillon said. I understand his anger. I understand he's mad. But I think the worst thing is to go publicly and do what he did and say what he said. But I understand why he's mad. You know? Again, I thought this was kind of understood, though, in August, that they weren't going to pay for anything. And they weren't going through for anything. So, it is what it is. So, Corey Dillon probably won't be there tomorrow. I'm going to assume he's not there tomorrow. Definitely not a big fan of the Bengals right now, I think. Peace out.